All right, so tonight I have just a quick lesson. There's a couple themes that I've been seeing with a lot of people that either I coach, have coached, or inquire about coaching. And one of those themes is this is what I want to do. This is what I would like to do. I hope I can do this. I'd love to be able to get this business started. I'd love to be able to feel this way. I'd love to be able to lose 30 pounds. And tonight I wanted to share a little chart with you. And there's two phases. And this is what I want you to understand. Like I always say, there's two phases that we live in life. Okay? And it's either, you're always in one of the two. You're either contemplating or you're taking action. Right? Now the reason there's this red sort of ring around the word action is because that's the barrier, right? That's your barrier ring. So there's people that just can't cross over. They're unable to cross over from contemplation to action. So where do they live? They sort of live in this floating green ring. And what happens? Nothing happens. Nothing changes. Nothing happens. Certainly nothing positive happens. Oftentimes more negative happens. So when we sit in this contemplation ring too long, nothing good happens. We feel stuck. We feel like, I can't find my passion. I can't get anything going. And that's because you're out here. And the more you're out here and the longer you stay out here, the more frustrated you're going to get. The more anxious you're going to get, the more depressed you're going to get. And this is even timely for now, right? We're going through this whole COVID situation. And there's people that are in this contemplation phase because there's things that they can't do. Yes, talkers, exactly. My man Corey Disson pointed that out. Talkers, right? Talkers live in contemplation. Instead of saying, hey, contemplation isn't going to do anything for me. Okay? What do I want to do? Write those ideas down and start taking action on even one of them. It could be a horrible idea, within reason, but take action, and then all of a sudden you'll see what was wrong with that idea, and then you start to navigate yourself again. But ultimately, right, we can't live in the contemplation phase too long because then we'll never take action. And if we don't take action, what happens? We get frustrated. We get anxious, we get miserable, we start to feel like we're letting ourselves down, because we are, and we become like the majority. And I have a client of mine who's very successful. He's achieved, billionaire status, which is really cool, right? Because as a kid, I never thought I'd meet anybody like that. And I have a chance to work with this gentleman, and he told me one thing, and he said, you know what, Dana? The masses are asses because they don't take action. If more people were to take action, their lives would be totally different in a good way. So it's great, we're in this sort of goal culture where everyone talks about their goals and what they'd like to achieve. And we're also in the me culture as well. But aside from that, everybody talks about goals and objectives and achievement and what they'd like to achieve. But I'm here to tell you tonight, I'm going to be the reality checker because nobody wants to tell you this, so I have to tell you. If you live in contemplation and you don't take action and you don't cross over this barrier, you're going to join the masses. And like I said, the masses are asses. I didn't say that. I had a client say that, right? So I'm sharing his brilliance with you. So I want you to think about this. We have to cross over. So what, again, is contemplation? Contemplation is where everybody talks about fear. Oh, I have this fear, right? I'm fearful. Well, fear is associated with contemplation. But I want to tell you this, too. Fear is also associated with action. But action eliminates your fear. Action allows you to become more calm in the middle of a storm. So you could take action and still be fearful. And that's a lot better of a place to be than to be in contemplation while you're fearful. Here, you're eliminating your fears. you're allowing yourself an opportunity to succeed. You're allowing yourself an opportunity to take your life to the next level. When you're here, you're joining the club of the talkers, where people just talk and they don't do anything. Think about all the people you know that say, I'm going to do this, and they don't do it. Maybe you're one of them. I hope not. But think about all those people. I'm going to lose 20 pounds. I'm going to run a marathon. I'm going to do this. I'm going to. Those are trash words. We got to get rid of those words. Gonna, going to, hope, wish, garbage. Got to get rid of that. We can't have that. It doesn't mean anything, and it's certainly not going to get you closer to where it is that you want to go. So I don't want you to use those words anymore, right? Power of language. Got to use better words. But I want you to see this barrier as something that you can blow through, that you can cut through. When you think about yourself and what it is that you want to achieve, right? What it is you want to do, what it is you want to build, what it is you want to change. Do not spend time planning how you're going to do it. The only thing you should plan is that first move, that first step. What am I going to do to take action? I said it in another video the other day. You got to buy yourself in at the poker table and start playing poker. Start gambling on yourself. So you got to put those dollars down, right? You got to invest your time. You got to invest yourself in this process of going from contemplation to action. And when you go from contemplation to action, you have already won because you took action. 90% of people don't take action. You think about all those courses, all those seminars, all those books, and all those tapes that are out there, right? They motivate you with the hopes that you will take action. The hopes. Well, hopes are no good because hopes are not going to give you the return on your life that you're looking for. So I don't want you to think about hope. I want you to think about going from contemplation. I'm thinking of doing this. I would like to do that. I'm not sure. I'd love to start a business at some point. You know, I'd love to make X amount of money, but I'm going to just accept this job that I have, etc. Right? I want you to go from contemplation to action. And that's how you start to grow yourself as a person. That's how you start to grow your life. And what happens too, because you took a shot on yourself and you're growing and you're going to the next level, you know what happens? You become a real life influencer. You start to influence the people around you. The people around you start to say, wow, look at Joe. Look at Corey. Look at Jeff. Look what they're doing. Look at the life change that they're making. I'd like to give that a shot too. So you taking action on your goals and on your life, you've now inspired somebody else or many people to go from contemplation to action. Contemplation to action. That's the goal. We got to cross over this barrier. And the longer we stay in contemplation, the more frustrated, anxious, upset, unproductive we're going to get. And oftentimes people that live in contemplation too long, the problem is they beat themselves up and they abuse themselves in terms of how they talk about themselves, how they see themselves. They start to actually believe that they can't win, that they can't be champions. They start to believe that they can't get to that next place in their life, and that's not true. So you gotta be very, very careful that you don't stay in contemplation too long, because if you're in contemplation too long and you don't take action, you're gonna start to see yourself as a non-winner, also known as a loser. But losers don't have to stay losers. Losers become winners when they go from contemplation to action and they take action on their own life. And that's what I want for you tonight. So today's lesson is really simple. It's pretty straightforward here. You either stay in contemplation or you take action on your own life. And that choice is up to you. Nobody can stop you, right? Again, if you got 5, 10 pounds, 20 pounds that you have to lose, you got to take action. You got to take action. Those pounds aren't just going to run away from you because you say you'd like to do it. Buy yourself in. Start taking action immediately. Stop putting crap in your mouth. Stop not moving. Start moving, start eating healthy, putting nutrients into your body. When you do that, your game is going to change. And here's the thing. You may not feel like doing these things, but you have to do them, right? Nobody said, again, life, we have two choices. We have two roads we could take on life, the easy road or the more difficult road. And here's the great part about the more difficult road. The rewards are great, right? When you challenge yourself, you take action, you go from contemplation to action, you start to see life reward you. It starts to create a favorable environment, even when you don't oftentimes see favor. You're not going to be able to miss it because the actions you're taking are going to change your life. They're going to change how you think, how you see things, how you act, how you behave, your swagger, your posture. You're going to go from, again, that losing mindset to a champion mindset. And that's what it's all about. So we got to get you from contemplation to action. That's my goal for you. When I come on and do these lessons, again, I just want to see you succeed. There's no gain for me here outside of you taking action. So don't waste our time, mine or yours, sitting in contemplation. Let's go to action. Action always wins. So if you're somebody that says, things aren't going well for me, I know I could do more. I wish, I hope that I could achieve this. I'd love to, whatever it is. You have to do it. You have to do it. And in doing it, everything changes. Too many people live in contemplation, and it's a really, really negative place to be. And some people don't realize how negative it actually is. But living in frustration day in and day out, living in self-induced depression because you don't take action, not a good place to live. So cross over the barrier. This red barrier can be broken through. We can break through the barrier, right? And we open up the gate. And when we open up that gate from contemplation to action, everything changes. And I know that it can change for you too. And I'm sharing this lesson because it changed for me in many ways. When I eliminate excuses, when I see things for what they are, it's just what they are. And the only thing that sort of holds me back from breaking through this is my own thoughts and actions. I change my thoughts, I change my actions, and now I go from contemplation to action, and things start changing even more. And that's a great thing. And we have such power and control over this. So whatever it is, again, you want to do, whether it's a weight loss journey, whether it's starting a business, whether it's quitting a business, whether it's starting a relationship, quitting a relationship, you name it. We just got to go from contemplation to action. But don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of how you're going to be perceived. Don't be afraid of what other people are going to think. Sometimes crazy ideas actually turn out. That's why we have electric cars today. That's why we have iPhones. That's why we have things like that. People thought these men were crazy with some of those off-the-wall ideas. But those off-the-wall ideas changed the life of many people, changed how we go about business. A crazy idea that was taken action upon, regardless of what anybody else thought, changed the lives of millions. And I'm just saying, how can we change your life? And by changing your life, getting you started, getting you moving, you're going to now be an influencer that could change the life of other people. It could just be your family, could be your friends, could be family, friends, co-workers. Could be that you're generating so much energy and power because of how you've gone from contemplation to action that you've changed how your company works, how your business works. You're no longer afraid to bring ideas forward because you're not worried about what other people think. You're a change agent, you're a change maker. And you do that only when you go from contemplation to action. And you know what's amazing too? People that sit in contemplation, you know what they don't have? They don't have confidence. They don't trust themselves. They don't have confidence. They're usually the loudest in the room. Loudest in the room is the weakest in the room. They're talking about what they're going to do, what they would like to do. But you know what they're not doing? They're not doing. We got to get you to go from contemplation to action. And when we do that, everything changes. Life will change, and it will be amazing. Not that you're not going to hit resistance. You'll always hit resistance. But your confidence is going to be so high. your self-belief is going to be so high that you're going to blow through any obstacle that comes your way. And that's what I want for you. I'm in the business of building champions, and that's what I want to do for you. I want you to see yourself first as a champion and realize that champions are born and also built, and they all take action. That's the commonality amongst champion performers in life, business, sports, you name it. They see themselves as victorious because they don't spend time in the contemplation phase, which is where you doubt yourself. It's where you get nervous. It's where you hesitate. It's where you don't bring your own ideas and projects to life. And who wants to live like that, right? You don't want to live like that. You want to take action on your life, and you want to make magic happen, Ray Nelson. That's what you want. You want to take things to the next level. Be the type of player where people say, hey, man, that Danielle McDonald, she makes things happen, right? That's what we want. We want people to be inspired by your actions. And that only happens when we go from contemplation to action. And when you go from contemplation to action, everything will change. I promise that. So again, whatever it is, whether it's losing weight, whether it's getting out of a relationship, starting a relationship, ending a career that's not serving you for something else, whatever it may be, don't contemplate too long. Get to work. And that means you got to go from contemplation to action. That's my lesson for you, and I hope you enjoy it. But more so than enjoy it, let's get to work on it. And remember, that's the true power of influence. When you make things happen, you're going to catch the attention of others, and they're going to say, hey, how'd you do that, Ray? How'd you make that happen? I'd love to learn from you. And that is how this whole inspiration wheel starts spinning, and we could create a lot of positive. So contemplation to action, you got to take action on your life. And when you do, great things can happen. Whatever it is, right? Weight loss, relationships, getting a new job, starting a new business. Take action, right? Take action, clean up your life, and you'll be amazed at what can happen. And man, I tell you, the best part about it is the confidence and self-belief that you have in yourself as a result of taking action. All right? So that's my lesson for you tonight. I hope you all enjoyed. Thanks for hanging with me. And I'll probably see you tomorrow. I usually have some time around 5:30 to come on and say hi and give you some motivation, inspiration, and encouragement to get it going. So have a great night. I hope you enjoyed. And if you're catching this episode late, please watch it on the flip. And I think you'll enjoy it from the start, because tonight is all about going from contemplation to action, right? We want to go from that contemplation phase to the action phase. All right? I'll see you all soon. Go Yankees when we get out on that field.